Answer this truthfully, Yolandi. How are you really doing? Hello beautiful people, and welcome to my channel, which has now reached 1,000 subscribers. My name is Yolandi Pietersen and I create content on lifestyle, career, as well as travel. Yes, this video is shot on a different day because my footage decided to go MIA. Why? I do not know. Nonetheless, I know you're going to enjoy the vibe. So if you do, please make sure that you subscribe to this channel and you become part of this beautiful family and also walk this journey with me. Without any further ado, please let me know what you think of my new intro, and then let's get into the video. Yes, you have heard correctly. We have now reached 1,000 subscribers. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for the continuous support, and I hope you guys stick around for the future because I am so excited about the future of my channel, and I think also very happy about the impact that my channel has had. Most of you guys want to become consultants now. Some of you guys are really inspired by my fitness journey and just, living a wholesome life and loving yourself. Our next milestone is to hit 4,000 watch hours. So please support me in this by watching all my previous videos, or even just putting my videos on while you're cleaning or while you're on your laptop. Open up a tab, go to my channel, and literally just press play all videos. That is how I am going to ask you to support me. Also, make sure that you do share my channel with all your other friends, your family members, your colleagues. Like, listen, spread the word. But yeah, just to round it up, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate the support so far. In today's video, I'm going to be answering all the questions that you guys had for me on Instagram, as well as anonymously through the NGL app. Whew. I must say there's some tricky questions that came through, but I am going to try to answer that to the best of my ability. The questions and the answers are basically in the next categories. So it is in mental health, it's life in general, career, finance, as well as relationship. Now guys, I am not an expert in everything, so please, we are a family on this channel. Please drop your guys's advice as well in the comment section down below. So if you feel like there's some advice you would like to provide, please let us know in the comment section down below. Without any further ado, let's get into it. So the first question was, you seem to always be in a good mood. How are you actually doing? I'm honestly in such a good space right now, and I said this in the beginning of this video as well. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, I'm thriving and I'm in a good space. I'm really in a time of my life where I'm solely focusing on myself and working on myself and growing myself. And I must honestly say that this journey has been so rewarding, and I'm so proud of myself for actually venturing onto this journey. It's not an easy one. It's been very challenging. It's ups and downs all the time, but yeah, I've made it through so far. I'm really just proud of myself that I got this far despite all the obstacles that I have faced. The next question is, what keeps you going? Always showing up for myself. That is genuinely what keeps me going, and showing up for myself in various ways, whether this is achieving my goals, whether this is working out, whether this is spending time with God and spending time with my family, and just taking care of myself. So that is definitely what keeps me going. Next category is life. Someone asked, what is the best advice you've received from someone? And honestly, I would say it's the quote from Maya Angelou, and obviously this came from someone else. Like, I heard someone tell me this, but they quoted Maya Angelou, and they basically just said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. I've been using this in my career, and I've been using this in my personal life. It just saves you from so much trouble. If someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Don't try to make excuses for them. Believe them, move. Someone asked, what is your worst habit? Now, why are you fighting me? why are you dragging me? But it's okay. I will answer that one. Guys, my worst habit is working out consistently and then eating the way I want to. That is probably the worst habit, and I've been struggling to get over that. But I must say I have now moved to like other options, if I can call it that. Like right now I'm on the journey of like reducing my portion size. I also make sure that I only eat like meat and veggies, especially throughout the week, and then on weekends I'm allowed to have starch. But yeah, I think my worst habit is really working out and then eating. Yeah, that. The next question someone asked was advice to your younger self. Oh man, I really wish that I can give my younger self a hug and hold on to her and just tell her that everything is going to be all right. Like, you are destined for great things. You are made with a purpose, and God is going to use you in amazing ways. Just be calm, go on about life, and just be positive about everything that you do. Yeah, man, I think if I just think back, like, there's a lot of obstacles that I faced in life. My childhood was not the best, but if I look back, it all just made me strong, and it really, really molded me into the woman that I am today. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. Now, moving on to the career part of these questions. Someone asked, you come across as striking and confident, which I believe you are. Thank you. Have you ever had to fake it until you made it? Kudos for embracing every single part of you. Thank you so much. Whew. Guys, this is a tricky question. But let me tell you, the one thing about corporate is definitely not easy. There are some instances where I had to fake it until I made it. And the one thing about me is I really don't like leaking bums. I don't want to suck up. I don't like sucking up to people. It's not in my nature. It's giving fake. I don't like it. But there are sometimes just certain instances where you really need to smile inside, think to yourself, what a douche, But yes, the answer is yes, there were certain instances where I had to fake it until I made it. But right now, I'm very, very strong about the boundaries I set. You're not gonna bullshit me. You're not gonna treat me like trash, because then I'm out. Literally, it's so important to set boundaries in your work environment, in your workspace as well. So don't let anyone ever take you for granted. But unfortunately, corporate is like that. Sometimes you have to fake it until you make it. Someone asked, do you think making money is more important than following your passion/purpose? By the way, I'm not rich. Thank you for that disclaimer, because I was gonna ask you money. I was gonna ask you for some guap, okay? But no, guys, in all honesty, let's be honest about what pays the bills. Does passion pay the bills? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. But if something that is not your passion is making you money and pays your bills, baby, you've got the answer. You have got the answer. By all means, I would advise you to always try to marry your passion or your purpose with some guap. It's important for you to also make money if you are solely focusing on something that you are passionate about. But I'm not going to say to you, don't work at a specific organization, follow your purpose to sell ice creams on the side of the road, and then you make 2,000 Rand a month. Whereas if you are in an organization working for a specific organization, you could be making 15K a month, and that 15K will eventually try to bring you further in life. The only advice that I would possibly say to you is to always make sure that you dabble in between the two. Like, for instance, if you are working in a office environment or for a specific organization, you know, make time for your passions as well, because I think that is what keeps us going. You guys are seeing me talking to you. That is one of my biggest passions. Like, I love engaging with people. Also, one of my other passions, and I think more so my purpose in life, that I probably discovered like maybe like about 6 years ago, is to really help people and improve the lives of others. And that's exactly what I'm doing with my channel. I've been very consistent with my channel, I must say. I think I'm probably sitting on about 60 videos right now, and I only reached 1,000 subscribers now. But this brings me joy, and it's something that I enjoy. And long term and in the future, this will definitely make money for me one day. But for now, I have a job which I really enjoy. I technically solve problems, but I also help companies, help people grow. But you know, my job is on the other side, and then I have my passions on the other side, which is things like YouTube, as well as engaging and helping people grow via my platform. So 2 other questions that got lost, I literally don't know how, is about to be answered, because I do feel like it's important to cover this, as it has to do with my career, and I know a lot of you guys are actually invested into my career right now, as well as just management consulting in general. So someone had asked me, if I exit management consulting, in which field would I go into, as well as what position would it be? So I think firstly, from a position perspective, I can't really answer that. I don't think I can really put like a position to it. But from a field perspective or a sector perspective, I definitely think I would like to move into financial services, so that is banking. So I'm definitely looking at doing that in the next 2 years. So when I hit 30, I want to leave consulting, because consulting is quite taxing at some point. So yeah, I am definitely planning on leaving consulting, not staying here forever. But yeah, the role that I might be moving into, slightly still like not 100% sure about that. Then someone also asked, how much do graduate programs specifically for management consulting pay? And also, how is it when you move up the ranks? Basically, what ranks do you climb? What is the career journey like? So I think on average right now, I would probably say, I think graduate programs, especially like at your big fours, you will be earning something close to, I would say probably like 18,000 Rand before deductions, and around 15K after deductions. But I'm not sure. You guys can also do that type of research. Glassdoor, Indeed should have that type of information. But I'm just literally making this assumption based on how much I earned. I think when I started at the yellow, I almost said the name, and gray firm, I was earning about, I would say 17,000 Rand. Actually, no, I'm lying. I think around 15 or 16,000 Rand before deductions, and then around 12K after deductions when I was a graduate. But I mean, things have changed, you know, it's a couple of years later. So I'm thinking it could be around there, but it's definitely not more than 20K. That is what I know for sure. And in internships, you could be looking at maybe like earning 12K before deductions and 10K after deductions. So something around there. So the career trajectory normally looks like this. So you'll start as an associate 1, you'll move to associate 2, and then you'll move to associate 3, and then you have senior consultant, which you'll probably be in for maybe like a year or 2 depending on your growth. Then you're going to go to assistant manager, then you go to manager. After manager, it could be senior manager, and then director, partner, the list goes on. So yeah, it sounds like it's quite long. Sometimes you do have the opportunity to maybe skip like associate consultant 3, so you could maybe go like associate consultant 1, 2, and then straight to senior consultant. Yeah, that is it. The next category that we're moving on to is finance. The first person asked, how did you save up for a car or any big asset that you have? Okay, so firstly, the first advice I would give you before we're talking about the savings is making sure that you have a good credit score. Because let's face it, we are in Cyril's economy. We can't really afford buying a house or a car cash. Firstly, if you have the money to buy a car and a house cash right now, come talk to me. Let's talk business, okay? Like clearly you got a job for me. But no, guys, on a serious note, in the economy that we are currently operating in, I don't think it's really possible if you are a normal working being and not someone who is doing things that they're not supposed to do, like heists and things, then I don't think, you know, you'll be able to really buy things like a house and a car cash. So the one advice that I would give you, or the piece of advice that I would give you, is to make sure that your credit score is actually good. I think that's one of the first things I did when I started off as a graduate. I made sure that I got myself a credit card, and literally my credit card limit was 5,000 Rand. And what I would do is I would literally shop and shop and shop with that 5,000 Rand. And when I say shop, I'm talking about groceries, all the essentials, all the things that I need. I would pay with my credit card, and all I would do is just transfer the money from my check account back into my credit card. So it looked like I was borrowing money basically. So I would say make sure that you firm up your credit score in order for you to get like a good loan, as well as access to a loan at any financial services provider. But then also make sure that you do save up on a monthly basis to at least have like some portion or down payment that you can put down when you either buy the car or when you buy the house. This also helps you to get, number one, a better interest rate, and it also helps you not to pay too much money back, extra money back to the banks for basically borrowing, or them borrowing you the money to buy the house or the car. Yeah, so that's my 2 cents. The next person asked, would you recommend renting or buying when you are starting out as a professional? And I'm going to scream this from the top of my lungs. Yeah, I screamed renting from the top of my lungs. You heard that, right? Like rent. But no, guys, the reason why I would say, and this is also just from my view, my personal view and my personal experience, I would say renting for sure, because you're not 100% sure whether you will forever stay at that organization. I'm just thinking about my career, and then also like the places that I've lived in before. I, number one, started off living in a granny cottage, like at the back of someone's yard. Very nice little apartment that I had there. Very small, very compact, but I paid, I think, 3,500 a month there. I didn't know anyone that I wanted to move in with, as in share like a 2-bedroom apartment with. So I just got a granny cottage, and then I lived there, paid 3,500 Rand there. It was safe environment. It was in the Linden area, and it was quite close to work, which was then in Sandton. But then I moved jobs, and then I moved to North Gate, like it's still within, you know, the Johannesburg North area. But yeah, in short, no, I don't think you should be buying as soon as you like get your first job, because you might move around. What if you have a property in Randburg, and now all of a sudden you find a job within the south, or you found the job within the west, or you found a job in the east, you know? So the east of Johannesburg, and sorry, I'm talking about Johannesburg now, I'm thinking about Johannesburg now, but my advice to you would definitely be to rather rent instead of buy. Build up your credit score so that you can also get like a good interest rate when you go to the banks for the future. Yeah, so rent instead of buying. The next person asked, any budgeting tips that you have for us? Okay, so guys, this is a passionate subject that I love to talk about. I've got so much passion when it comes to budgeting. I am an economist by nature, so it comes second nature to manage money and to manage finances, you know, but I am not a financial advisor. Disclaimer. Yes, let's just get that out of the way. But and any budgeting tips? Oh guys, I think the easiest budgeting tip that I'll probably give you guys is follow the 80-20 rule. So 80% of your salary needs to go to your expenses and your everyday living, your fixed, your variable expenses, and then 20% needs to go to your savings. I will be honest with you right now, I am probably saving, I'm probably saving way more than 20% of my salary, but just use the 80-20 rule, search it, Google it. But yeah, it's basically just splitting up your salary, making sure that 20% of your salary is allocated to savings and 80% of your salary is allocated to your expenses. Okay, next category, which is going to be yeah. Next category, which is going to be relationships. Hey, let's get into it. Okay, the first person asked, please introduce the man in your life to us. Okay, let me introduce my man. Hang on, let me get him. Hi everybody, welcome. Welcome to the sit down video with Timothy. I just wanted you guys to meet him and I just wanted you guys to know who Timothy is. This is Timothy. I love him so much and he's been so consistent in my life and the growth has been amazing and this relationship is benefiting the both of us. You got that? Thank you. Now my baby can go. So yeah guys, that basically tells you that I have absolutely no potential husband in my life right now, and this is obviously for various reasons. Yeah, do I want to share this? I guess maybe I can inspire someone, but remember I said earlier on that I'm in a journey right now to really love myself. Majority of you guys would know that I was like in a long relationship. We were together for 4 years. Long story short, I decided to walk away from it last year, and you know, I'm on this journey to really love myself, because when I left that relationship, I realized that there are just certain things in relationship, especially from a romantic perspective, that I do like, yeah, and I had to work on that, and that's the reason why I am on this 6-month break from dating. Firstly, it's not just that relationship that showed me that I've got a lot of work to do, because obviously before I left the 4-year relationship, I took a bit of a break, about 2 months from dating, and then I started really becoming lonely, and I started dating out of a place of really not wanting to be alone. I started dating again, and I literally dated one guy for about 4 months, and it was not giving what I wanted to give. And yeah, it's just like, I just realized that there's so much work that I still had to do. Then I dated another guy like from December up until like February 2022, and yeah, there's also just, it came with a lot of learnings, and I just realized that, you know, I still have so much work to do when it comes to my self-love and just, you know, who Yolandi is and what Yolandi wants. So I am on a break from dating for 6 months right now. If you watched one of my previous videos, you would know that I am and I've been on this break basically. But the break has been really good so far. I've been really enjoying this journey. I've learned so much about myself. I love myself so much more. When I look back, I just ask myself, girl, like, why did you put yourself through that? When I just think about the stuff that I allowed in relationships. But yeah, I'm on a journey right now where I'm really working on myself, and to be honest with you guys, I'm not pressurized about relationship right now. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, honestly, it doesn't. But right now, I'm not looking. And tell me why are the men like on my case in my DMs, constantly reaching out? But I'm just like, girl, you on a journey. You'll see this man maybe some other time, you know, if he even like reaches and gets to the standards. But yeah, guys, I don't have any man in my life right now when it comes to a romantic relationship. I'm really just working on myself, and that's also okay. The next question was, do you prefer your current life as a career woman or settling down with a husband and children? And whoo, did I not get this message or this request or this question last night? And it literally had me thinking for 10 minutes. I was just like, whoo, not you guys coming through with the heat, okay. But yeah, guys, whoo, this is a tricky one. Firstly, let me start off by saying I do never ever in my entire life see myself as a housewife. As in, no. I would not be able to be that type of wife to make sure the house is in order, to make sure that the kids are fine, to go pick up the kids from school. Me. A whole me. No. That is definitely not who I am. It's just not how I am built and what I want for myself. Where I do see myself one day, God willing, literally, and I'm even like at a point where if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it's also fine. But I know, we are in this world as humans to multiply and to really have a purpose, and we are built to be with each other. But I know, whatever God has planned, I know He's got the best thing planned for me personally. But I definitely do see myself being a wife one day and having babies. Not too much. One, really, if I could. Two would be stretching it. But I do see myself having a husband. However, I won't be the type of wife who just sits at home. I do see myself as a very successful business owner, as in multiple businesses, with a very successful husband who's also a business owner and who's making big moves in this world. And just a loving family with kids who also is growing up in a loving environment. So that's where I definitely see myself. I don't ever think I'll be able to be a housewife. That's not who I aspire to be. That's not who I think I will ever be. I'll get bored. I'll get annoyed. I've got a very smart brain, and I definitely need to make use of it. And I definitely want to make use of it, because God did not bless me with this brain for no reason. I'm a smart girl. Listen, let me tell you one thing. I'm very smart. If there's one thing that people can take away beauty, people can take away body, people can take away smile, people can take away whatever, but the brain, baby, that thing, very powerful. The next person asked, how do you get to terms of loving yourself? Are you constantly working towards that? The answer is yes. I am constantly working on loving myself, and this comes in various ways. Like self-care is something for me that I really do every Sunday, and it has helped me to really love myself. Cleaning my space is also a form of self-care. Literally journaling, spending time with God. That is how I invest in myself to love myself more. Working out, guys, you guys know how consistent I am when it comes to working out. I just need to start eating better. But yeah, loving myself is definitely something that I'm always working on. And just also saying positive affirmations to yourself when you look yourself in the mirror. Tell yourself you're beautiful. You guys, I don't know, living alone really allows me to do weird stuff sometimes. I talk to myself a lot. For instance, if I pass the mirror, I would say, oh girl, you are gorgeous. Oh girl, you look so pretty. Oh girl, look at that body. I am always constantly complimenting myself, because I should be doing that to myself in order for me to, feel confident and happy within my own body, and to really just love myself. But yeah, I am definitely constantly working on loving myself. I think it's the most important and probably also the most powerful thing that you can do for yourself. The next question was, how do you deal with external pressures of being in a relationship? What external pressures? Wait. Why? But honestly speaking, guys, firstly, there's a very big difference between dating and a relationship. Né? Dating is I'm dating around in hopes to get into a relationship. Relationship is we are together, we only seeing each other, we are each other. Basically, we are working towards something. But I really don't listen to people. Like, you guys can ask me how many times, why are you not in a relationship, or when are you getting into a relationship? I'm gonna answer you, but then I keep it moving, And I'm not gonna say there are times where I don't feel a bit lonely, but really that does not last for 5 hours. It literally lasts for 2 hours, and then I'm like, actually, yeah, I'm enjoying my space, I'm enjoying my peace, I like being alone, I like spending time by myself. Why? But yeah, I think external pressures not so much. Like, obviously when you see cute videos of couples on your TikToks and your YouTube and on social media, you are like, oh, I also want that for myself. But I always just assess, where are you currently in life? How are you feeling currently in life? Are you happy? Are you content? And the answer is always yes. And my thing is just that God will provide me with the right man at the right time. I'm not gonna rush any processes of, oh, I'm 30 right now, I need to get into a relationship to get married. Oh, I need to have kids by the age of 35. I think that's the worst thing you can ever do to yourself, is putting pressure, age, relationship, kids together. Don't do that to yourself, honestly speaking. And then someone asked, what has been the biggest growth area for you in this past year? And honestly speaking, I would say the self-love that I have for myself. Like I said, very proud of myself for how far I've come. Then I got a specific request from one of my followers on Instagram, and I am probably leaving this one for last because it's such a tricky question. Let's pause first and then we're gonna get into it. So the next question is, hi y'alls, so I recently moved to the US for a year, but I don't know if I should come back to South Africa. My problem is I can't really find a job with the degree that I have, and I have already started a new degree, which is financial accounting, in hopes to get a better job. But then I actually took this break to the US to actually take a break from studying. Meanwhile, this girl has got a whole man's back home, and both our families are waiting for me to return and for us to settle down. He said he doesn't mind waiting and that I should put my dreams first. But I don't know whether I want to go back to South Africa, and I also don't want to keep him waiting. Got some big sis advice? Phew, my sister. Yeah, this is where I'm going to need you guys to help me out in the comment section down below. You guys really need to help me out on this one, because I don't want her to only have advice from one side, but multiple sides. Firstly, I'm going to ask you to prioritize your studies. I hope you are currently busy studying online or some sort, but please prioritize your studies after the break that you've taken. When you come back to SA, or when you even in the US, please make sure that you prioritize your studies, because that's one thing no one can take away from us. Literally no one can take your studies away from you. No one can take your brain away from you, honey, and your smartness. That's one thing for sure. However, the man's very important. Firstly, I would really like to acknowledge and also say kudos to him for saying that he'll wait for you to return and then you guys can settle down. But girl, if you really don't feel like coming back, and you feel like the relationship is not worth it coming back, as in that, because right now it sounds like that's the only reason why you feel like coming back. If you feel like you want to stay in the US and your partner can't move over to the US, then baby, you also don't want to keep this man waiting the whole time. Rather be open about it and be like, yo, I'm really not thinking of moving back to South Africa. I'm going to stay in the US. It's either you come over or we end the relationship. But yeah, I really don't want to say in the relationship, because you including this in the question shows me that you really love this person. But the one thing that I would say is make sure that you prioritize your studies. Number two, don't feel pressurized by your family now to move back to South Africa and settle down. That word, I hate that word so much. Settling down for what? Settling down for who? No, focus on your growth, focus on your career, focus on what you want out of life first before you think about satisfying your family and now settling down, coming back to South Africa to settle down with a man. Hi, Bo, imagine. The thing is, baby, let me tell you something. Your career will never disappoint you. Your career will never cheat on you. Your career will never walk away from you. That's the one thing. You can never, ever be disappointed by your career. Yeah, individuals in your career, inside your career and throughout the journey will be able to really like cause you harm. But your career and your career itself, that's what's going to bring you money. On the other side, men, people in general, humans in general, yeah, you don't want to regret this one day. So my first advice to you would be make sure that you prioritize your studies. You know, the man's can come through to the US to build a life for himself that side as well. But yeah, prioritize your studies, baby. That's one thing I would definitely say. And I stick besides it. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of any of the questions that I've answered, and also like advice to the little sis that just asked for advice. Remember, I did say that we are a family. Okay, yeah, I had to just let that out, like blow off some steam, because yeah, you guys saw me, né? I got it lit. And the reason why I got it lit is because I remember when I walked away from my relationship last year, there was no single doubt from any of my close family members, and I mean immediate family, like my mom, dad, my brothers, my sister, whoever said to me, oh, you need to think about this. You spent 4 years dating this person and like you can't just walk away. No one said that to me, and I'm so grateful for my family for doing that. But I know there's so many ladies that have this time thing to it, that have this you need to settle down thing to it. Hello, settle down for what? Okay, so let's round this up with some really weird requests that I got. What is your body count? My body count. My body count. My body count? Oh, you meant my body? One. As in counting my body. My body, one. Because I'm one full person. Yeah, that's my body count. You guys have weird ass questions to ask, guys. That is such a personal question to ask. No, I don't think it's appropriate to ask a question like that. I'm not one of those YouTubers who answer things like that, because that is my personal life, and I also find the deed to be a very sacred space. And I will probably, maybe, really, I don't know, maybe one day when I'm married, be comfortable to share such things like how you guys make sure that you guys keep things interesting in the bedroom. Maybe when I'm married, but dating, nah, I don't think. No one will ever get that side of me, because I feel like it's a very sacred space, and also my body is a very sacred sanctuary, and I don't want to share it with a lot of people, and I've not shared it with a lot of people. So this should also just maybe give you the answer that you were seeking. And then the last question, which I want to wrap this video up with, someone asked, why only hot so? Yes, why only hot so? Which basically means, why are you so hot, baby girl? Ooh-ha, ooh-ha. Okay. I received the compliments. I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers and all my followers on Instagram. But no, thank you so much for telling me that I'm hot. I'm going to receive and take that compliment. But why was Manyana from Rustenburg and standard procedure, hotness from the Northwest. But yeah, guys, I want to wrap this video up. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for participating and also asking me questions on Not Gonna Lie. That's the app that I used, NGL. It's basically like an anonymous app where people can ask you questions. So you basically just copy the link from NGL and then you paste it on your Instagram, as well as the people who asked me via Instagram. Thank you so much for participating. I would highly recommend you subscribe to this channel if you are not subscribed. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for your continuous support. Let's walk this journey together. Bye.